Hello everyone, I just finished up a graveside service at the beautiful Laurel Oaks Cemetery in Box Springs, Texas. And while I had time right now, I was going to spend my time to answer some questions that a lot of you seem to have. In particular, one question which I seem to get a lot, which is, what is my favorite part of the funeral service? And which is a very hard question to answer because I don't think there's any one particular part of the funeral service that's more important than others, or one that I like more than the other parts, because I think they're all pretty important and they come together as a complete whole. However, I will say that my favorite part of the funeral ceremony, or the funeral service in this case, would probably be what it teaches us in how to interact with the living and how to be better people. And what I mean by that is I got the same question asked to me a couple years ago by someone, and I jokingly answered, and it was kind of slight jokingly, but also it was very serious as well. It's kind of half and half. And I said my favorite part of the funeral service is that there is no judgment. Everyone goes to heaven, no one goes to hell. And what I mean by that is that I have done and I've conducted funeral services for thousands of people throughout the years. And every so often you will get what society may call a bad person. And I'm using that, I know that's a pretty broad term, and I'm just using it as in a simplistic way right now. Basically meaning someone that has very, how about questionable morals, at least pertaining to whatever doctrine they follow. And no matter how many times we do a service of one of these types of individuals with these questionable morals, and it could be people that have murdered someone, people that never have turned their life over, or people that were just died being the unapologetic way that they were. And every time we have the funeral service, no matter if it's the preacher, the priest, or the deacon, or whoever is officiating the service, they'll always do the same thing. They'll get behind the podium, and they'll do what we in the funeral industry call an altar call, which is basically preaching to the crowd to get them to change their life around. And they'll always say the same thing. They'll say, if you ever want to see so-and-so again, you need to turn your life around. And it's kind of humorous in a way, because I feel that I'm thinking the same thing that everyone else in attendance is thinking, which is, man, if that person got to heaven, then I have no worries. I'm good. And there have been times where I've been in the office of the individual, the preacher's, the deacon's office, or the priest's office, and it'll be a time when their family is suffering their own kind of moral crisis, in which they seek counsel from the church leaders, because they know that their loved one was not, didn't really follow their laws exactly. Maybe they were considered bad people. And so the priest or the preacher or whoever usually will say the same thing, which is that it's not for us to judge, it's between them and God. Which I agree with that statement, but I find it very hypocritical, because I find that most of those people that say that spend their lives judging the living. But when it comes to the deceased, then it's between them and God, and no man should judge them. So maybe that's what the funeral service, that's my favorite part of the funeral service, is that it teaches us to be less judgmental to others and live our lives accordingly to that philosophy. That's it. That's all I got. I hope everyone's having a great day. Bye.